Welcome to A Life in the Word. My name is Pastor Emmanuel Renee, and I have with me to my left,
Minister Kate,
and to my right,
Minister Rizan.
We're going to talk about the rocky ground. We left last time about don't worry about the birds and and the wayside. But I want to give a little tidbit from the last segment about the birds. And this what I want to say is that now when the birds get some, you got two options, right? Number one is to chase the birds, right? But you can't let the birds distract you. And this is what happened when you chase the bird, you stop sowing. And this is going to distract you from your future.
Yes.
And those birds, and the purpose of the birds is to distract you from your future and leave your field unprotected.
Yes.
And you have to accept the idea the birds are going to get some.
Yeah.
The birds are going, don't worry about it, they're going to get some. And guess what? You show off the birds and what? Keep on going, keep on sowing, and keep on giving. Now, the sower keep on sowing. The secret is to success, right? Is to keep on sowing.
Yes.
Keep on moving. And if you get that, Jesus told this parable to say, if you're ever gonna have any type of success in life, and if you talk to anybody that have any type of success spiritually, emotionally, whatever in every area of life, they tell you one thing: don't quit.
Yes.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Keep sowing. Keep on moving. Because a lot of times we tend to want to quit when we're the closest.
That's true.
We tend to want to give up and what we're doing when we're closest. And the birds on the wayside are the things that you don't expect to happen.
Yes.
You don't expect these things to happen. But guess what? He keep on sowing. The secret to his success is what? That he keeps on sowing, right? Can I tell you something? You can sow more than the birds can eat it.
Yes.
Yep. It's true.
Yeah.
You can sow more than the birds can eat it. Do you remember when God made a covenant with Abraham and he put him to sleep? Guess who came? The birds. And he showed off the birds. You see that, right? He didn't let that get caught up with his promises
Yes.
and what God told him. He showed off the birds and kept on moving,
Wow.
kept on doing it. But now we're going to talk about the rocky ground. And some fell on stony ground, verse 5, where it had not much earth. And immediately it sprang up because it had what? No depth of earth. Now, stony ground, we look at it here, it grows. But the thing about it, it don't have much earth.
Yes.
It didn't grow deep enough.
Yes, it can go down.
You understand? But the key about it, there are some things you got to be careful about the stony ground. Because the stony ground can keep you, because you're seeing growth because there's not much earth on it. Things happen a little quicker. Things begin to grow quicker. But the thing about that quick growth, it don't have no stability.
Yes.
Why don't have stability? Because it have no roots. Or the roots is not deep enough because it's a stony ground. It didn't go all the way down into the earth. But guess what? We have to be careful about stony ground because stony ground can imitate growth.
Wow.
It can imitate growth. I don't know if you ever seen it, like you've seen it, but you see the roots out,
Yeah.
because it didn't go, it's like a piece of concrete, but there's a piece of dirt there, but it couldn't really go down deep into but you can see the roots, even though there's a concrete beneath, you can see the roots on top of it. And the roots, see, the thing about concrete ground, when you sow your seed, your roots are exposed.
Yes. Wow.
You understand that? And now, guess what happened? When you look at it, and I've seen it, when you go up in the island, you see certain things, even here, that when a good wind comes,
Going.
that thing gone.
It's going. It's going.
So a lot of times, you can cry over the stony ground instead of keep on sowing.
Yes.
Oh, I did this, and why this got taken away. Those are the things that you see sprung up quickly, and it got taken away quickly.
Yes.
And you can cry over those things and say, man, I'm not, I'm going to give up. I'm not sowing no more because every time I have this, something taken. You ever hear people say that?
Yeah.
Everything, this happened, that happened, or I thought, how come nothing good happened to me? So you got to be careful about a harvest that don't have no roots,
Yes.
that don't have no depth in it, that don't have none of these things in it, and these are we call the rocky. Some fell on stony ground where it had not much earth, and immediately you see that immediately it sprang up.
Yes.
So we look at it. What is the key saying here? When it's in deep ground, it takes a longer time for you to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It takes a longer time for you to see what it has. I'm gonna let you say something about that.
I'm sure it's all about you being able to wait to see it through
Mm-hmm.
and to. I'm trying to figure out how else to describe it, but it's mainly having the patience to see things through, not giving up, but continuing and sowing and continuing and doing what it is that you need to do, not being distracted or making sure that it's a solid foundation. I was thinking about even was it Psalm 1 that you were talking about, like the chaff that's driven away with the wind.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that even as you were talking, to
Right.
bring it, to bring it in correlation with everything that we're talking about. But you see how some things will spring up fast, and then it takes a longer time for you to be able to develop in those things.
Yeah, stony ground is like a woman who's carrying a baby. It's supposed to be 9 months, but prematurely it's coming. So prematurely it has a risk behind it. Either that baby will make it or it wouldn't make it. You understand? So that's like the stony ground. But when it goes deep, that 9 months come, then you know what I mean? Everything is developed, everything is healthy. You know what I mean? Everything is good. You know what I mean? It's like that.
When I look at it, it says here, other seed fell on shallow soil with underlying rock. You see, the thing is, it looked like good ground. You see, the thing is that it looked like good ground, but you never checked underneath it.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to check surface because what looked like good ground can contain rocks.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful. So guess what? Guess what the rocks do underneath? It stop the root from going deep to get water, to get strength.
So it's like a blocker.
It's a blocker. So now the stony ground is underneath it. It's not, it's underneath. Now it got some earth who look good, but when you plant it, when it goes trying to go down,
Can't.
the rocks are stopping it. The stony ground is stopping it. And guess what happened? It really will die because the stony ground keep your seed from getting sustenance. It keeps it from getting the water it needs and everything that it needs. But guess what? Despite the disappointment of the stony ground, guess what you do? Keep on sowing.
Keep sowing.
That's where your success is going to be. And most of our lives hate stony ground. Where you think you're planting some stuff and something is looking good, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the marriage going, the relationship going good, moving, the business going good. But guess what you do? Keep on planting. Keep on doing what God called you to do. So guess what? Don't worry about the stony ground.
Yes.
Your success is on the idea that you keep on sowing. My name is Pastor Emmanuel Renee.
I'm Minister Cave.
Minister Rizan.
One thing to say to you,
Jesus is Lord.
God bless you.
Jesus said, I've come to give you life, and I've come to give you life more abundantly.